First leash lesson for a feral dog with Julie Hart. Please like and subscribe to support this great content. Thanks. This dog was taken by a rescue from a local New Mexico shelter. He had been in a foster home for several months, and they had tried to get him to walk on a leash, but the dog had freaked out a little bit and gotten stressed, and they decided to call for some help, which I'm glad they did. This dog was an adolescent at the time, and I'm glad I was able to help him get used to walking on a leash so his rehabilitation can continue and he can get adopted. This video is straight unedited footage from a training lesson while I'm explaining to the foster mom what I'm doing. It was summertime, so the sound of the swamp cooler is in the background. Before the start of this video, I took about 5 minutes to get this dog used to the leash and to put it on him slowly so as not to startle him. And then I started using tension and release with the leash to teach the dog yes and no.
I'm going to give him a minute there because he sat up instead of laid down. So I want to make sure he knows that's good.
The release of the tension when the dog moves is extremely important to this process.
I work with these dogs. I mean, a lot of times I just kind of get right to leash training because I've had dogs that have been in, barn stalls and whatever for months, and they've tried everything else and it hasn't worked. So I could wait for days, so I find just leash training them to start helps a lot, and it allows you guys to have much more to guide him, how you're going to need to. But we'll talk about all that stuff later. And I'll have you guys do this too so you can get a sense for it. Sometimes I find if I feel they're getting a little bit too stressed, I'll just come back next to them and kind of reset. I don't know why it seems to work, but it does. If I kind of hit like a little plateau or some more resistance, I'll kind of just come back next to them and wait a minute. And you want to make sure that your shoulders are where you want him to go. If you're facing him, you're actually telling him to stop. Or if you look at him, you're telling him to stop and stay. I can text this to you guys so you have it too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Immediate release of tension once the dog moves forward tells him yes.
He went to sniff that rock, which is good. So when he went to sniff, I wanted to not pull on the leash at that point.
Sniffing is a desired behavior, so I do not want to add leash tension when the dog is sniffing. Remember, leash tension tells the dog, no, that is not what I want.
So anywhere there's a little change or threshold, like change from the dirt to the grass or even over this rock, there might be a little more resistance because it's different. And especially like getting out of a gate or something like that, you can have, they're like, whoa, that's different, I don't know about that. So it just takes them a little longer to get past anything like this the first couple times. Good job, buddy. You did a good job.
This is really nice eye contact from the dog towards me. I think he appreciates the clear communication and the understanding of the process he is gaining. Dogs understand tension and release of tension as no and yes.
And it depends on the dog. Like, he seems to be okay, so if he seemed more stressed, I would give him more time in between all of this. It might help. He's familiar with the environment. I don't know. And you're there, so you're a good motivator. You might want to be like, oh, I want to go to her. Maybe she'll save me.
This dog's foster mom is holding the camera, so that is an additional motivation for the dog to move forward.
Would you like me to get behind before you pass the...
I'll have you turn it off when I get there in a minute.
Okay.
And then, or you can move out of the outside if you like. Where's she going? Huh? Just don't walk through the poo. Oh yes. I might kind of encourage him to come around there. They usually like to stick
To the wall.
to the walls and the edges. So hopefully he'll go that side of the poo. I know, it's yucky. He's like, ooh. This way. Oh. Yes, good boy. He managed to dodge it with all 4 feet. Good boy. You guys got him from where? Roswell? Is that
Valencia?
Valencia?
We're going to have to exit a gate to take us to the rest of the yard. This may be the most difficult part since it's a big transition.
Again, because it's a change, I'm just going to give him a minute too to kind of, he was sniffing a little bit there, so I didn't want to pull on him when he was doing that. That means he's thinking.
Okay.
A dog using its nose is exploring the world in a way a dog should, so I do not want to add leash tension when he's using his nose.
Yeah, she's right there.
And just as we are ready to go out the gate, someone walks out the door from the house and scares the dog.
You're down
On this side?
here. Yeah. I think you saw your mom coming out the door.
Yeah.
And it's okay if they freak out like that.
If something like this happens, it is important to remain calm so the dog doesn't escalate in their fear. I simply stop him from running away, give him a minute to collect himself, and he quickly recovers and comes out the gate. After this, we walk around the yard quite a bit. If you want to learn more about how I rehabilitate and train fearful and feral dogs, please visit feraldogtraining.com. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thank you.